Y'all gonna do what y'all gonna do all day, cause we gonna maintain what we're doing up here, alright? Also gonna do it for the big brother bully, cause it comes to boogie. Say what now? We love to see you boogie. Alright. I say now when the people see me, they say have no fear. Also we're gonna do it for the big brothers come from Maryland, up part of Big Apple and all the rest of that crew, Philly crew. Alright, also special dedication going out to the big brother Southeast man, cause they come to boogie. Alright now, do it y'all. Talk about we love to see you do it y'all. Alright, look at y'all. Talk about the people see me, they say have no fear, cause go, Lorenzo showing up here. Say the people come around me just to hear what I say, cause I'll rock them in and out this fit. Say what, or you can dance if you want, y'all, or you can keep in your state of mind. Cause if you don't dance, well if you don't dance, well y'all no friend of mine. Say a bullet, go if you want to, and to the places you can never find. Well if you don't dance, well if you don't dance, well y'all no friend of mine. Say what now? You know friend of mine is gonna do what you want to do. Alright, y'all keep on warming on up out this Big Apple. Also the MD crew, cause they come to book, yeah? As we talking about band, one more up. Take a little time for Kenny and Lord. I said what, y'all? Said we're gonna take a little time for Kim and Gladys. Alright, do it for the big brother Ned, cause they come to boogie. We're talking about funky Ned, slap a little bass on in this place. Alright, that's what we talking about. Look here, we're gonna try it again, alright, y'all. Y'all just maintain what you're doing. And look here. When the people see me, they say have no fear, cause go, Lorenzo showing up here. When the people come around me just to hear what I say, I'll rock them in and out of this ad-lib fit. Say what? You can dance if you want, y'all. Say what? Or you can dance if you want, y'all. Say what now? Or you can dance if you want, y'all. You know French in mine. Or you can dance if you want, y'all. Chop it on up, y'all. I say what? Or you can dance. Or if you want, y'all, do it. As we talking about, do it for the bebop crew, cause they come to boogie. I don't do it on down for the bebop, cause they come to down. Hey, keep on doing what you're doing, fellas. As we talking about Kenny, say what now? I always let me see you do it when you do it like that, y'all. Say what now? Look here. You can dance if you want to. Or you can dance if you want to. Hey, or you can dance if you want to. You can dance if you want to. Say right now, or you can dance if you want to. Or you can dance if you want to. Or you can keep in your state of mind. I say if you don't dance, well if you don't dance, well you're no friend of mine. Say what now? Or go if you want to, into the places you can never find. I said if you don't dance, well if you don't dance, say well bullet, no friend of mine. Say what y'all? We talking about the freaks come out, y'all. The freaks come out. That's what we talking about. Keep on doing what y'all doing out there. Alright, that's what we talking about, Kenny. Dedication going out to the big brother from the RE crew.
Happy Friday. Welcome to this week's edition of Shaynel's 3 Cents. I'm your host, Shaynel Caldwell, founder and executive director of Our Blended Families. We want to thank you so much for tuning in. We're glad you're able to catch us. Those of you that are watching on Facebook Live, hey, Facebook, we'll catch up to you a little bit later. Make sure you keep abreast and see what's going on today. You can also find past shows uploaded on our voxwave.com channel, or you can go to YouTube and check us out there. So again, I'm excited to be here. Of course, we're finishing up Sister Girl Month, and I'll have a couple of awesome sister girls with me. One, you know, Miss Pam Hawk, that's my girl. She's here as our recurring guest. And then we also have another one of my wonderful, darling girlfriends, Miss Candace Ali, and so we're going to bring her up shortly. So real quickly, we'll go into, you know, the thing that always gets me going, my 3 cents for the week. It's been an awesome couple of weeks. I want to thank you all for waiting and tuning in to the reruns in my absence. But in the interim, we want to talk about real quickly, where the hell them damn kids at? Where them kids at? I have a real serious issue. And again, for those of you that have not been following along, we are essentially going back into another genocidal state in our society here in the United States. It's really distracting to find that Donald Trump and the GOP and those that are actually supporting him, while we're looking at these instances of immigration, we're still trying to figure out how is it that you get people that are coming across the border. Most of them, 90% of them, were seeking asylum. And they're seeking asylum because they're being abused. Women are being raped. Men are being tortured and killed. Genocide is happening where they're hurting their children and pulling people into war. Again, they're trying to escape for a better life here to the United States. And oftentimes it is a process that takes place. But the code for coming across the border, even though your papers are not processed, it's actually a misdemeanor. And those of you that are aware, if you had liaisons with the criminal justice center system, misdemeanor is not really much of anything. You get a ticket, you keep it moving, you show up for court. But instead of giving these people tickets, we have been alienating these people, essentially taking them back out of our country. Oh, and by the way, we kept their damn kids. So while we've sent almost 4,000 by last count as of yesterday, and I don't care which news channel you go to, you're looking at CNN, you're looking at MSNBC, you're looking at Fox News, they're still actually reporting the accurate numbers, but it is unheard of, the numbers of people that have been separated from their children. I don't care what ethnicity you are. You're black, you're white, you're Latino, you're Indian, you're Eastern European or whatever. People need to have their kids, and I'll be damned if somebody take my kids from me. And so those of us that have been complacent and, oh, yeah, this is happening. No, these are your kids. These are things that can happen. This actually happens in the U.S. when we see our kids get picked up by a racist, systematic criminal justice system. They take your kids away. These are things that happen with our families. And this is something that shouldn't be happening in America. And so please, as I've always said, please get involved in what's going on in your community. Please make sure that you are taking steps to know who your congressman is, to make sure you know who your senators are, to make sure you're sending emails, make sure you're sharing and liking posts on Facebook. But these people need to be reunited with their kids. Unfortunately, a lot of these people, they have lied to the women, they've lied to the fathers and told them that, oh, well, we don't know where your kids are. They even actually had the audacity to tell certain families that, well, while we know we probably shouldn't be doing this, we can't reunify you and your child because we don't think that you're fit to be a parent. So on the one hand, you don't want them to come here. 2, you don't have the money to sustain immigration. But 3, you have money to pick these children up into foster care. Oh, and by the way, do an assessment of someone's parental capabilities. That is a problem. That is a problem. As a woman, as a human being, as a parent, again, please get involved, stay connected, and help these people get reunited with their kids. We will deal with their immigration status later, but you do not separate families. So again, pay attention to what's going on in our society. Pay attention to what's going on with your federal news, your local, county, and state news, and make sure that you're doing what you can to make sure that we can keep families together, because it also always starts with you, and these are things that could be happening with your family. So again, we want to say thanks for tuning in. We're going to take a quick break, and I'll be back with my 2 lovely ladies, and we'll be starting this show. So again, we'll see you back right after this break. break with us. I appreciate you coming back again. I'm Shaynel, your host of Shaynel's 3 Cents. This is my first guest against Sister Girl. Y'all seen her. Y'all know the lovely Miss Pam Hawk from Serenity's Door. Yay! And then our special guest today is Miss Callie Ali. I'm sorry, Miss Candace Ali.
Hi.
Our famous, world famous, soon to be health and wellness coach.
That's
and
right.
she is also an awesome community activist. And so today we're going to be talking a little bit about health and wellness and what that means for us as women. And then we're also going to follow up with a nice, wonderful community segment.
Yay.
Okay. All right, so welcome, Miss
Why,
Candace.
thank you. Thank you very much.
And before we get started, we going to toast this up with a little bit of Prosecco. From my cousin them liquor store. I mean Bevmo and or wines and more.
Oh, shucks.
Is somebody on
Where
phone?
is that? Wines and more.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I know where the liquor store is. I'm usually at Palmer Park.
Okay.
Shout out to the local community store. Okay, so again, caller, please hold on just a second. I want to at least get started to make sure that we can give Candace an opportunity to introduce herself, tell our audience specifically who she is and what she does when it comes to health and wellness.
Hello. My name is Candace Ali, and sometimes people call me Coach Callie. I'm a director at Total Life Changes. You can see this right here, TLC, where I am an advocate for health and wellness. I'm also a certified health coach. So as a certified health coach, I believe in like health and wellness all the way around. So it's not just what you eat, it's how you take care of yourself.
Is it what you drink too?
As long as it doesn't stress you, I think that's the most important thing. Stress is not a good part of health. Okay, good. That's important.
Nor do I.
Okay, we
Consensus.
Well,
Okay, so continue coaching us to wellness.
well, I can say that for women, it's important to pay attention to what you consume. Even though everything tastes good doesn't mean it's the good thing for you. Okay. A lot of people get caught up in sugars. A lot of things can be addictive. Like sugar can be addictive.
Sugar.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sugar,
Donuts,
doughy
I could
things.
Eat the whole dozen.
I know. It's not easy, but it's something that everyone needs to keep at moderation. Okay? So I know the cookies taste good and the cakes taste good and everything.
The Jamocha almond fudge ice cream every night.
It tastes good.
Chunky monkey.
Okay, y'all. Forget all that.
Moderation. I think you said
In
moderation.
Anything
Exactly.
in moderation is good, but definitely pay attention to what the contents are. If you see something like monosodium glutamate, or if you see something like aspartame, that is not.
I know aspartame. Who's the who?
That's like a substitute, just like additives that go into
Okay, I'm sorry,
the
can you say it
foods.
again, please?
Monosodium glutamate.
Monosodium.
Wow.
Monosodium.
Right.
glutamate.
Those are
Exactly.
ingredients that help food taste better. So they're like empty calories. So sometimes when you're eating something tastes really good.
MSG.
There you go.
MSG. I'm like,
Girl, we smart. We smart.
MSG.
Wait, you told me.
Right, exactly. Right, MSG.
MSG. Okay, you got that. Okay. Just a sip, anything in moderation.
Something.
I
Look,
just
I learned
said
something. Look, I learned something.
Exactly, MSG. But the reason why they put that kind of food, that kind of ingredient in is to make you want more. So pay attention. Sugar is sugar. If you have pure cane sugar, that's better than any other additive that makes things sweet, like aspartame. Aspartame has actually been rejected several times before it went on the market. It's a cheaper way to make things sweet. Not good for your body. Even in studies, I haven't read all the studies, but I know enough that it has some problems dealing with the chemical imbalance of the brain. So some people have had seizures due to aspartame.
Wow.
So
Now,
not
what's
making
that
any.
new little green one? The new little popular one.
No.
It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Stevia.
Yeah, stevia. I don't really know too much about that. Like, I'm a certified health coach. Now, certified health coach, we're not nutritionists and we're not doctors. We're like accountability coaches. Okay. So based on what we've learned, accountability. Just so we work with your doctors, we work with your nutritionists, and we make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. If there's something that you crave, we try to, what's called crowd in. We try to give you the good stuff so that you don't think about the things that are not good.
Carbohydrates.
Right. So you can.
That's your craving.
Oh my God, yes.
Like if
I
it's
can do without meat, all of that, but
if it's sugar, try to get in like fruits, fresh fruits.
yeah, I eat fruits,
Yeah,
but I have to have my carbs.
Is this
It's
a
like
fruit?
Yeah, definitely. You got a lot of grapes,
Exactly.
grapes or pears or whatever it has in it. But like I said, anything in moderation.
I had to go to the store and find that fruit, Prosecco fruit. Look, what is that?
Yes.
Prosecco fruit. Is that like passion fruit?
Right. Or star fruit.
Look, they should all be in that same little bin at Wegmans.
Well, one thing I want to say is that one thing I think is important for women to do is at least detox in their lifetime, because it's important to get rid of all those things that can create diseases that store in the gut.
I do
and that's
that.
one reason why I do total life changes, is because we have like detox products that you can take while you eat like you normally would eat. Yeah, that's one thing I do like about it. Some of the things help suppress the appetite, bring up energy, and this is my favorite right here, the Ioso Detox Tea, y'all. Y'all got to get this. It makes a gallon. Look, I got my little props here. Look, y'all.
Okay.
It makes a gallon of tea.
Okay.
This little bag makes a gallon of tea. See?
And this works, by the way. I'm going to do my little ad for Candace. This tea works. And I was wise enough not to put anything in it other than some fruits to sweeten it.
Right,
And
exactly.
That was very,
So
very
you put
hard
it in
to
the
do.
you put it in the container.
What you would do is there's 2 tea bags that come in here. There's 2 tea bags. And what
Okay.
you would do is take two of these bottles of water, and you would put them in, you would boil 2 bottles of the 16 ounces, 32 ounces of water.
Right.
You would boil the water, then you take these 2 tea bags, steep the tea bags in the water for at least 6 to 8 hours. So you can actually turn off the heat,
Overnight.
put this in the kettle for 6 to 8 hours overnight, and then get up in the morning. You would pour, spring water would be a preferred water to put in here. You would pour the contents from the boiled water into the gallon jug, and you would fill the rest of the gallon jug up with spring water. And then you would put it in the refrigerator because it's organic. It's made of 9 organic herbs. You would put it in the refrigerator, and you would drink 2 8 ounce glasses a day, or 2 4 ounce.
Will I have to
glasses a
stay
day.
like in close proximity to a bathroom after I consume that?
Well, because
That's a good question.
Because I know when I think of detox, I'm thinking, it's going to happen at
Flushing.
any point.
the thing I love about this product is it's 9 organic herbs, so everybody's body is different. Some
Okay.
people may have an urgent feeling, and some people might not get the urgent feeling right away. I can say, me personally, it didn't work on me as quickly as some people, as far as like getting to the bathroom right away.
Okay.
Like it was like it actually worked with me in a timing manner. Like
Right.
I might have to
Natural
use
process.
a natural process.
Right.
But the thing that I did notice is that I did lose about 5 pounds within that week.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I lost
really?
4 pounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
I lost 4
Well, can
pounds.
you like strategically and say, okay, when I drink this, can we just do like the abdomen area? I don't want to lose weight anywhere else.
I know you're like, let me hold on to all
Right,
this.
exactly.
Can I
I'll
just
keep
get
it. I'll
hold on
keep
to
all the extra
Actually,
stuff.
no.
Look,
I'm sorry to say that.
Wait, right here. Just right in my face.
Right.
Right
And you
in
know
my
where it
cheek
goes
and on my
first. It's
stomach.
like, no, I didn't mean to lose the thing.
Well, you gotta drink
I can't
water.
afford to
Right,
lose it in my butt.
exactly.
Do some
I want it.
exercises. As a
Gotcha.
certified health coach, one thing we do, we want you to do is just continue to work out at least 30 minutes a day.
Okay,
whether
I
it
do
be
that.
a
I do
casual
cardio.
walk, or get out and get some vitamin D. Vitamin D doesn't come really in a container. It's outside, getting some vitamin D from the sun.
It be in my orange juice jug.
No,
no,
not
In my
the
mug?
kind you need. Not the
No.
I mean, they say vitamin D, but true vitamin D is actually free. Just go outside in the sunlight
Right.
and get some sun.
Dang, see, we must come.
We
with vitamin
born
D.
right. We born with vitamin D. All this melanin.
Well, get some of that, get some of that sun
to
to
absorb.
get some of those vitamins in there. Another thing we have, I'm just going to let you know, we have this NutriBurst, which is over 90 vitamins, liquid vitamins in this container. So you take about a tablespoon a day, and this can replenish some of those vitamins that you're lacking during your detox. So I always recommend the
Now, is this
ISO
the
tea
one
for
that has the
detox.
energy? Is this what helps energy, or that's just?
This can help energy if you're lacking vitamins. It's
I'm
called
trying to stop
NutriBurst.
drinking coffee.
Oh, I didn't bring your Delgada, girl.
That's okay.
Is it like an energy boost?
Delgada is one that's
Okay.
really good. Delgada coffee. In case you don't drink coffee, it helps
Okay.
suppress the appetite. It's really good for weight loss. It has I can't say it right now.
Ginkgo
biloba.
biloba.
Girl, we got your back.
Yeah, thank you, girl.
Right.
Ginkgo biloba in it.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And then the thing that helps with energy, which I love this. This is called NRG. NRG is it has a little bit of caffeine in it, but one thing it does is suppresses the appetite. It burns about 300 to 600 calories per pill. It actually has what's called
Per day?
per pill. Per pill, yeah.
How many?
300 to 600 calories,
okay.
per pill. One thing I used to do
I
is
burned like 90-something calories in physical therapy yesterday in one day. I mean, I wasn't even a dang half a granola bar that I ate. So.
it just it does it takes
I need this.
Right.
and the thing I love about it is it has 5-HTP in it. So if you're kind of groggy and sleepy, it helps kind of lift that cloud.
Gotcha.
And that's one thing I love about it. And it's a slow incline. It's not something that gets you jittery. Anybody that has
and I'm already amped up.
I know, I
off
get
the
amped
regular.
up.
And I,
But it
like,
helps
when
you
I drink coffee,
focus.
I be like, come on, let's dance.
One thing I love about this, it helps with focus, too.
Okay.
And that's one thing I do love. It helps with some of the cloudiness. Like we say, we don't make any medical claims, but we do notice that, you know, with people with testimonies, it is what it is. I can tell you one more thing. I'm sorry. I'm going to talk about all my products. I love my products. But NutriBurst, I can tell you another thing. My daughter had sunspots in her eyes, and I found out that sunspots is like a something missing, like a vitamin may be missing in your system. And so sunspots is like a little hazy kind of
like film or something
over the eye. She took this, and it went away.
Wow.
And then when she's tired and when she's looking at her phone too much over a period of time, it may come back, but this helped it go away.
Okay.
So I'm just going by testimony, but I love the NutriVerse because it might, like I heard that there are, sometimes you're missing some vitamins, and this has a lot of vitamin in it, so whatever was missing gave her that vitamin to clear up that sunspot.
Awesome.
Did it, when she would have those sunspots in her eye, did it like blur her vision a little? Because I get blurred vision sometimes, like at night.
At night,
when I'm reading.
Because she drives now, so when she's
Do you
driving,
drink at night?
Right.
It was a little.
Let me think about that.
Right.
Give me a second.
You read.
I'm talking about without the wine. Minus the wine.
No,
but sometimes when I'm reading, I'll get like blurred vision. I don't know if it's older age, but
you know, I learned about that too from the eye doctor.
Okay, so what is that?
I don't know what it is, but there's this thing that grows in your eye and continues to grow. I don't know what it is, but it's supposed to something that's natural. And then as you get older, I gotta Google.
Okay.
But when you get older,
you gonna make a doctor's appointment.
You make a doctor's appointment.
I just got my first pair of glasses this year.
I have glasses, but I do not wear them. They are so not cool.
you gotta get
So I'm reading. Mind you, my bedroom light is a little dim. So I'm like, wait a minute.
They got some cute ones there. They got all the ones
Two strikes for that. One strike for the dim
She's
light,
like,
and the
I'm not
second
reading
strike for no
those.
glasses.
Exactly.
Like even though I'm trying to do the same.
Right.
But yeah,
So okay.
But what happens? Understand? Like I said, I'm not a doctor, but as you're aging, your body kind of forms to the shape of this thing growing. But when it gets to a certain point in your life, it stops that formation process. So whatever it is in your eyes continue to grow, but it doesn't mold to it anymore. That's why everybody ends up with reading glasses or peepers.
Okay.
So I don't know what that thing is.
I'm in
but
denial with the reading glasses.
You know,
I
got pretty colors. I got red ones, blue ones. And you just kind of like, you get the little chain.
Right.
You know,
Definitely not the chain. No, I cannot do the chain.
I mean, but you gotta get them to go with the outfits.
Okay.
And we're mature. We're mature women now. We can still be sexy with our
the chain,
reading
with
glasses.
The glasses.
Right. Yeah. So, you know.
So can you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just, they got all the little pretty diamonds and stuff on the side of them. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Work it out, girl. Work it out. Add it in. It's an accessory. It's an accessory.
Put that on my to-do list. Really. Because I'm the same way.
Bracelets.
It's hard for me to, I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, okay,
and
wait
you're
a
like,
minute.
my arms are long, but
And
they
I can't
are
keep
not
doing this.
that long. Right.
And this was funny because Ron was showing me something on the phone. He had it up here, and I'm like, I can't.
He's like,
So there you go. Back there.
That's as bad as going out and you're trying to read the menu and you're trying to be sexy, but you're like,
Aww.
the sexy way supposed to say, babe,
this
what
for
you
me,
getting?
babe.
exactly. I'm just gonna have what you having because I'm gonna get off your plate anyway.
You read to me.
I'm gonna drink it tonight.
Exactly.
Well, like I said, Total Life Changes has a lot of good product. Oh, I want to show you one more product though. This is for certain audiences here.
I'm like, does it vibrate? Does it?
You know what is it? It depends. It depends
The
on
vitamin D. You
how
need
you
that
use
vitamin
it.
D. I'm sorry.
I know, but this right here is for women. It's called Love. It helps with moisture. It helps with libido. It helps everything kind of get going. It's called
This
Love.
conversation is getting interesting.
And then we have this called Strike Up for the
turn
men.
the mic down.
Oh,
right, exactly.
we have what's called Strike Up for the men right there.
Strike up.
Is that a gum? Is that a gum?
No, it's a.
Wait, it looked like a
it's
gum
called
head.
a men's support pill.
Okay.
So it helps with endurance, longevity.
Okay, hide that Hide that from my boyfriend.
I'm telling
So
you.
they go hand in hand. So if you're gonna use that, you're gonna definitely need that.
Yeah, or if you're gonna, a lot of times I have. This is what I call the relationship saver in some situations, because some people are on medications and they take those other pills and they deal with heart palpitations. And I heard seeing purple skies and things. I heard people talking about all kinds of adverse effects from other pills.
Right.
But I mean, I feel like a hustler with these sometimes. I'll be meeting people in
I got your
McDonald's and
strikes.
everything.
I got your strikes.
And they, you know, it's a wonderful thing.
Right.
This is a
It's
six-pack,
Friday.
y'all. This is
It's
a six-pack.
Friday.
Only one pill.
I
That's
got
all
it.
you need. Just one. It's Friday, y'all. It's Friday.
Ron said, yeah, I'm gonna have to see you after the show.
It's all natural. Yep, exactly.
Awesome. Look, all the things that the Lord put out for us.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Good.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I do want to look. I want to say thank you so much for bringing that on, because even with my journey, with all my back problems and going to physical therapy, I'm supposed to be able to go to the gym the end of August, and Pam already committed to go with me because she already walked. So she's like, "Oh, you gotta
getting
go to
surgery
It's
the
live.
end of August, so that's not gonna happen.
I'll go with you.
Yeah.
That's right, I forgot. Yeah, because she be like, "Oh, we walking the bridge." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna follow you on
Right,
Facebook."
we
Like,
can
what
do that
time?
now.
You wanna go?
Yeah,
I
we
ain't
can
doing
go today.
I can't, again,
hot.
I will not be medically
I know.
released until August.
Okay.
But I also want to start again with the tea, because it is a wonderful product and it worked for me, and I really enjoyed taking it. And so, and of course, I got my hookup bag, my husband, so I know where to get my product. I know where to get my product.
Okay.
Awesome. So can you tell our viewers how they can find you?
Oh, you can find me on Total Life Changes / it's all written out / Callie Ali. Or you can actually go on coachmetowellness.com. Should I give my telephone number? I guess you got to visit Shaynel's Facebook. I'm on Facebook, Callie Ali. And I can give you
for us, please?
CALIALI. Coach Callie Ali. Coach Me to Wellness is my business. So
Awesome.
teach people how to be healthy.
Yes. And of course, you'll be able to find her. Our information is on the website. When we did the ad today, we'll also do a follow-up ad so that you'll have her information.
Yep,
as well.
exactly. Got to tune in or repeat or rewatch. Share.
Awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to steer the conversation. We're still going to have the products here on the table, so you guys take a look. Take a second to Google it, write it down again, because it's an awesome product. My testimony, as well as Callie. She older than all of us, and as good as she looked, skin, face, all that. Like, I'm trying to be like her when I get older.
Oh, thank you.
Look, when I get older, I'm trying
My
to be
birthday
like her.
coming up, too.
Girl, we know.
I know.
Look, we got you scheduled for the turn up. For the celebration.
That's right, the turn up.
We will be celebrating
That's
with you.
Thank you.
So, also, tell us about your community activism, your recent activities within our Prince George's community.
So what I ended up doing is I worked with Dave Grogan, who was...
David Grogan.
Oh,
Do you know
that's
David
where I
Grogan?
know you
Exactly.
from.
Yeah,
Okay.
David Grogan.
Yes, I
was his
remember. Okay,
assistant.
I was waiting for y'all to pick up. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
the name.
'Cause
I
we
was
were-
like,
yeah,
okay. I didn't
'cause,
want to be
yeah.
like, oh, creepy. Like, I know you.
You look familiar. You're my Facebook friend, aren't you? I know everything about you. I heard you were on the show today.
You have some beautiful kids, like lady. Well, that's where I know you from.
Thank you.
So how did you? Now, mind you, all of us know.
And
the
you're
awesome
connected
Dave
with
Grogan.
Tamika. Also.
Yes.
Okay, that's
yes,
where.
Tamika Douglas. Yeah, she's doing a lot of wonderful community service too.
Right.
And so what I ended up doing is working with Dave Grogan with the, running for sheriff during the 2018 primary. And I noticed that a lot of people weren't really familiar with the voting process, who was running, when the election dates were. So I started a website called smartvoterpgc.com, and where it talks about all the different offices, how much they make, how long the term is, and things like that. And I stay in the community, and I keep telling people about, don't just take voting for granted. We have people that say, oh, let me, just sit there and wait till the sample ballots come in. They're not true sample ballots. You're
biased.
What? It's not an official sample?
No, official, exactly. It's
They're
not
biased.
an official, because what it is that there's people that can get on that ballot by paying or just by people that they know. And so it's not really your choice. It's not your choice. Your true official ballot is blank. So your official ballot is blank. So what you need to do is you need to do your research.
So you mean those things that we have gotten in our mailboxes to say, oh, vote for this person, this person, this person, And it is a official sample ballot because again, you got to watch the words in marketing. Okay, a lot of people get hooey.
It says official on it.
Mine said official sample ballot.
Wow,
and I was like, oh yes, no.
Wow,
exactly, because people get confused, and the thing that we ended up taking as Prince George's County residents, we take for granted a lot of the opportunities to learn what's going on in your county.
Like they have
to educate yourself.
Right. in many counties. But one thing that I noticed running here is that there's forums that were offered. There were different speaking events that were available for certain candidates to come and speak to the public, but they weren't really advertised that much, or people didn't know where to go to get the information. So I just kind of consolidated what I could to the smartvoterpgc.com, and it really worries me because I know already there's so much out there for our community to take advantage of, but we don't tap into it. Right. And it's important for us to educate, especially our younger generation, the 20s, the what do you call the millennials?
Millennials.
I call them damn millennials.
But they want to know, but we don't. We're like throwing them everywhere. You know, one thing I noticed about the millennials is that when you set them,
because all our children's millennials,
is when you put them in the voting booth for the first time and everybody's giving that big hooray, like yay, first time voter. Do you know they don't know what they're doing when they get in there? They're just like, okay, I'm in the
know
booth.
these people.
Exactly.
From the go, but we don't equip them with the information and education about these are the topics. This is who I suggest you vote for, but read it for yourself.
Exactly.
And this is their platform, and this is what they stand, for in our community. This is what they've done.
Thank you.
So on and so forth.
But we don't do that. We just send them in the booth, but we never give them that preliminary introduction about who these people are, or what they do, or what they mean to the community.
And then they try to pull out their phone. Let me Google it. You can't do that in the vote booth.
Yeah, you be like, let me just get my cheat sheet.
Right.
What you voting for?
Oh, this name sound good.
Exactly. Everybody does that. The name sounds good, or they look good. That's
Or simply, which is again one of the best marketing employees ever. They know the name. They've seen the billboard on the corner by their house,
and
so they don't know anything that they stand for, but they know the name. They're like, oh, I see that name, so I'm gonna vote for them. Like, don't vote for them.
No, don't do it. Because some people do have the money to do it, and a lot of people that are running for office, it's donated money. It's not, money. It's money that they either saved up and tried to run for. A lot of people don't have a lot of money, but they're really good people that want to run. But you got to really do your research. You can during the election season, you can actually call these people. You can go visit them. They can come to your community event. It's good to reach out to everyone.
For free. And they come for free.
Yeah, for free. Exactly.
So tell us about, why you're running. Tell us about why you're doing this.
Exactly.
One of the reasons why, even though, look, well, I can't say that I'm biased because y'all know me, I'm going to tell it just like it is.
No fluff.
Dave Grogan.
No fluff.
Fluff.
We don't get fluff here. They said we were going to get the fluff and the watered down stuff.
No, we don't need that.
I've heard of fluff before. Right. But that's one of the reasons why, Dave Grogan is not only my friend, but he's actually someone that I voted for because I also have acquaintances that were running that I did not vote for.
Right.
Again, because you actually have to look at the issues. You have to look at the things that they stand behind. And while he maintained a strong community profile, he also made sure that he was accessible so that he could answer questions and that he could account for his work history and account for the things that happen.
Exactly.
And every single candidate should do that. If you have a question, you should be able to reach them. You should be able to reach out to somebody walking around with one of their shirts.
Right.
Hey, why did such and such do that? Hey, why did such
and
such
remember
vote
that
for
time we got caught up with that and with the shirt, and I was like, yes, you get them. You were just it was.
Share with your little story. Happened to be at an awesome event down in Bowie Town Center.
Yes.
Look, this past
we were looking for the wine at the wine festival.
Uh-oh. Yeah, they had the nerve to have these itty bitty wine cups. I'm like, what am I gonna do with that? So, we had to go.
Right. Was it a sample?
Sample.
Right. So on the way to get to the restaurant to get some actual wine in a regular woman-sized glass, these gentlemen and a young lady. Well, she wasn't out at first.
She came later.
Right. And they stopped us and they said, what did they initially say?
They inquired. We by the way, we were wearing the Dave Grogan t-shirts.
Right.
Okay. Dave Grogan t-shirts. But they inquired about Dave Grogan.
Who was that? Right.
Grogan. And
they were picking our brain.
Oh, okay.
And it was like Shaynel just came in and I was like, yes, they were really trying to battle the intellect. And they knew what they were doing.
Okay.
Because they of course they had a candidate that they supported, and that all the better. So.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
As long as you know who you're voting.
When I say she gave it to him, I was like, yes, you get him, girl.
Education.
That's
right. She was educated.
Right.
You gotta be educated. You gotta know who you're voting for. You gotta know.
Exactly.
Right.
And it made it easy because, again, even though Dave is a friend, you know, I understood what he was.
Exactly.
Everything that he stood for, everything that he supported, and like I said, his platform was an open book. So it made for an easy conversation. But you guys know I love a good debate.
What?
She was like,
I was like a sister in a fight, and she came up. I was like, y'all about to get it. Y'all about to get it. My sister's here.
she knows her stuff.
Right. Yeah, that was
Good. But that's how you want to feel. And one thing about Health Coach is one thing we want to say is it's good. It feels good to be educated.
Yes.
And that's another good thing to keep you with longevity is to know who you know. Know. Be educated. Be educated. Just know who you're voting for. It makes you feel good when you go in there and you feel good about who you're voting for because you have knowledge.
Right. Right.
So education is another good health thing to have. Health,
Absolutely.
education, physical activity, social life, things like that, all incorporated is good.
To make us healthy,
spirituality,
emotionally
healthy individuals.
Exactly.
Yes.
But definitely good. Don't you feel good?
I always feel good.
I know that's
Except
right.
when I don't. But God is good all the time.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
I know that one of the most important things that you said, and y'all know I love to say the phrase, it bears repeating, is that we need to be educated. You need to know. It always tickles me, you know, as I'm scrolling through my Facebook profiles, my Instagram profiles, you know, and I'm laughing, okay, I need you to stop filtering your face because I don't know who you are anymore. I'm going to need you to stop liking and sharing this stuff. This is from 2014, and this is no longer relevant, 2018. You know, so amongst all those things that I'm scrolling through, I always am amazed and disheartened when I see that people do not know. And we live in an information era. It's in your phone. Pick up your phone, read about it. Don't just read one article, pick 2 or 3 because I bet they're not the same so that you can get the correct information.
Fake
and be educated.
news.
Yes.
Right.
Fake news exists.
Yes, you know, and we get caught up in that stuff. Sometimes you're sitting there like, nah, this can't be true. More than likely, it's not. You know, if you just go a little bit further, Google, just
do your due diligence.
Do a little bit more Googling.
Exactly.
Look,
Awesome
again, everything
post, compare
outside of
notes.
Wikipedia. As much as I love Wikipedia, again, it's written by regular folks. They don't have to have any education. They don't have to have any credentials. So like I said, it's a good read, but it may not be entirely factual. And one of the best ways to make that assessment, go to the bottom of the page and see where they cited sources. Y'all remember that college cited sources?
Right.
Where'd you get that from?
Right.
And then if you can't click on it, it's like the page does not exist. None of your business. Just believe what I say.
So yes. Look, be educated. You'll be in the know about everything.
Exactly. That's what you do. You have to. As women, you know, we have to. Just don't believe everything you hear, and please don't gossip. Especially
What? Back up.
Please don't gossip. You know how, I mean, if you don't know all the, you know, some people just don't know all the details, but they just say whatever.
Well, I don't like her because someone else doesn't like her.
Thank you. Have a reason.
Right.
Yeah, that's valid. You don't like her, I don't like her.
Right.
That makes sense.
Because I trust your judgment.
I trust everything
Even
that
though
you say.
exactly everything we're right. I trust your
Whatever
judgment.
you say.
Right.
True.
But that's what I mean. If you don't have the facts, some people just hear just enough, but not everything.
But that goes back to our emotional health, you know, because we can be in an atmosphere and you're constantly absorbing gossip and negativity.
Exactly.
That energy is transferable. So it's like sometimes you get off the phone with a certain individual and you're like, oh my God, I'm just ready to just do away with life.
Oh,
you know,
no,
I'm just saying, it's just some people just are so negative. It's like that. Those energies are transferable, so you have to guard, you know, your ears and what you intake.
Like with the music, even with music.
Yes,
and because the thing is, it is like
I teach my daughters all the
spiritual.
time. I can hear that.
I'm like, when you hear, you know, when you're on the listen to the radio, I love the beats, but sometimes I'm like, dang, you know, I want to be married one day. I don't want to be somebody's baby mama all the time. You know, I want to be loved and cherished.
You don't want to be trying to find out if he love you.
You love me.
You're like, whose card it is? That's your mama card? No, I'm not.
Right.
But I think, you know, we got to keep building up our esteem, building up, you know, keeping up positive approach, and try
Absolutely.
at least
Positive
try to do a
affirmation.
20. Let's do it. I had this idea. We should have like National Breathe Day. When people
National
just
Breathe Day.
yeah, when people just relax and breathe, like before you react or before you impulsively do something, think, breathe, relax, think positive, and try to look at it a different way. We should have me, Callie Ali, Coach Callie. We came up with this group here. It's called National Breathe Day. Remember that.
We gotta have that theme song. Who was the rapper that made that song? Breathe. Oh,
I can't remember. I know what you're talking about.
He just got in trouble for domestic violence.
Oh, ooh.
The tall, skinny guy.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, so much for
Yeah,
that
not
one.
that old.
I mean, but dang, that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Fabulous.
Forget it.
Fabulous. F-A-B-O-L-O-U-S.
But they don't work that out.
They don't work that out.
Right.
We gotta find another. We gotta find another rapper. We gotta
Hey, speaking of sex, like I said, now that we've talked a little bit about community activism, talked a little bit about coaching people to wellness, again, stuff in the news.
Uh-oh. Why are you looking at me?
No. Just stuff in the news. Speaking of the whole FABOLOUS thing, it just boggles the mind sometimes when I see things that happen in the news. And mind you, this is, if I'm looking at CNN, I'm looking at ABC, Fox, whatever, all these situations that happen with men and women were like, oh, we're going to do this, or oh, we're not going to do this. I'm like, okay, well, again, where did you get that information from? And who told you that?
Right.
I mean, the stuff with Fabulous, and I think I actually touched on that last month, but looking at who said what and who did what, because police reports, a lot of them are public records. You can go and pull the police report and see, what they told the police, and people go back and say, oh, that didn't happen, or yes, that did happen. No, you can find these things out. So it really is imperative to us to see what the heck is going on before we start going into our gossip.
Exactly.
Girl, did you know this? Girl,
Right.
did you know that?
Thank
I'm like,
you.
yeah, you don't even know that because that's not factual.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I don't mind the gossip because, life is going to be what it is. And again, everybody not trying to elevate. So, if you're not trying to elevate, that's okay. Boo you, be you, boo. All that good stuff,
do you.
Look,
Exactly.
right. But if you are, be in the know and know what's going on. Because
Exactly.
It's always about the facts. It's good to know how you feel and, that hurt your feelings. Okay, but what were the facts behind it?
And that's one thing I like about what Obama said. He was like, I don't live on, golly, I knew the word. What's it mean? Just hypothetics. I don't live on hypothetics. I don't live on assumptions. I live on the fact.
Right.
So if you, as long as before you speak, know what you're talking about, like you were saying. Know the facts.
And unless you were truly there,
exactly,
you just
don't
know the facts because you're
Or
going to hear
preface
this story, and then this story in the middle. And as we're saying now, a lot of times the police reports, especially as it pertains to these black men that are being murdered in the streets, a lot of times those police reports, and I just read something on the Michael Brown case that they've coming up with, and how they have some new documentation about what happened that day, because it was a big write-up. Caucasian man.
White man?
Yeah. I forgot. Yes. He headed up the investigation, and come to find out, hearsay, I'm going to preface with that, but this store was known for selling, I guess, weed over the counter.
Oh, whoa.
And it was, I don't remember the whole story because it was a long, drawn-out story. But that was the issue, and Mike Brown was just coming back to get something that he was owed or something like that, and they never that was not in the police report, and they just made it seem like he was.
We got to look into it some more.
Exactly.
To find out.
So and he really went in depth with his investigation. So 2 years later.
And that's okay, if you change your stance, and say, well, I believe this on this day, and
then
come out
something
next
else,
week, something change, say, well, as of today, why? Because I received new information.
Right,
Exactly.
I changed the
exactly.
stance. And, or like you said, preface it by saying, well, this is what I heard, or this is what I read here, as opposed to, oh, this, and this, and it's fact.
It's
Right,
fact.
right.
Yeah, okay.
You got to be careful with that.
Exactly.
Because
Because with the videos, you'll only see a portion.
The beginning of the video.
Right, exactly.
Or the end of the video.
And you know
Right.
The one thing I don't do, I used to watch the news all the time. I stopped watching the news
Yes,
as much.
I
because
agree.
The only
Yes.
reason is because I used to work at Channel 9 for like 4.5 years.
Okay.
And back then, they used to have what's called The Wire. And so the wire is all the newsworthy information that pops up. That's
hot off the wire.
It's hot off the wire, a lot of information. So you have the news director to pick and choose what news stories go on air to bring in ratings, because when they get ratings, it makes more money for the television station, right? So you have to be aware of what their motives are. If like for instance, when I was working at Channel 9 a long time ago, it was during the Adams Morgan riots, and I remember working in the newsroom, and Channel 4. The news director said, Channel 4 has smoke. Go find fire. Go find fire. So he was asking the camera person to go find fire.
And they hop in that van.
If you're turning through the channels, you're going to go from smoke to fire. You're going to look for the fire. And that's what we're prone to do, look for something that looks more dramatic.
Something salacious.
Exactly. And that's how we're naturally programmed to do. Oh, my goodness, let me see more. Let me see more.
Right.
So, but you can't really ride on that when it comes to the news. You really have to give the news a chance to unfold some of the information first before you start, saying
there
what's
again,
really
in moderation.
In moderation.
And there's going to be a lot of fire coming up. I think it's in the next couple of weeks with the right to the white supremacist group that's coming to D.C.
Oh, yeah.
They got the permit approved.
Exactly. And their march is in a couple of weeks.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I think really
the Black Lives Matters, they're geared up.
I mean, I think people have, you always have the right.
About popcorn like that.
Right, at home.
Yeah,
at home.
I mean, that's probably the best place to do all that.
Exactly, at home.
But I think people need to understand everybody has their right to their opinion, period.
Absolutely.
So you can't get mad because somebody thinks differently. You just got to let them, as long as they don't physically harm you.
And as long as you're giving them attention, that's what fuels.
Exactly. Give them attention.
It's like you said, at home. I don't need to be in the midst of that.
Yeah. Or you don't need to watch
it. It's going to be chaotic. You already know.
As long as you're in a safe place,
right? You already know it's going to be chaotic.
And hopefully
it's
not.
Look, I think Jill Scott said that everything ain't for everybody.
Exactly.
So everything don't pertain to you, and you shouldn't have your business and everything.
Right. So it would be pretty cool if, supremacists showed up and then nobody showed up except for them.
Exactly.
That would be cool.
That's exactly. That
Nobody
would be
should
my
let them
stance.
march, and then maybe a couple of news cameras be like, okay, they're here, and
but
everybody's
they're giving classes. The BLM, Black Lives Matters organization, they're giving classes. It was like, that's going to be out the window once they start, start the kick off.
It's like, what did he say? He just
Did I see a banana on the floor?
Hey, that wasn't for me. It better not have been.
Exactly.
But I do want to make a quick note here. Since we're talking, things that are close to home. The recent incident where the little girl was buried, the 3-year-old from D.C. I do believe that it's very important for us to, while we all keep in mind, we got to stick together as a people. We got to stick together as a people. I'm not sticking by Day-Day, knowing that Day-Day out there shooting people. I can't support Marcus knowing he holding up people's moms.
Called accountability.
They leaving the BART station and you hold them up, and just a lot of nonsense. And while we know that things happen everywhere in the world, and it's supposed to, you need to be mindful of your community and what's going on in your community.
Right.
And if this is going on in my community and I see this, then if I'm not going to, officer such and such, then maybe I need to go talk to Day-Day's mom. Hey, is your son okay? Have you talked to your son? Have you seen your son? Does he need some help or something like that? Because as much as we talk about, these white people doing this and these white officers, okay, but what are we doing? I don't see enough of us getting upset about the murders and the rapes, the domestic violence that's going on in our community that are perpetuated by the people.
By us, that look like us, people that look like us.
I think part of the problem is that, social media kind of gives people false images of people. We always think that we're supposed to live a certain way, and we don't have to. Remember back in the day, people used to have hand-me-downs. It was no big deal. But now everybody's trying to live up to a certain expectation, which puts pressures on, especially young men, because they have to create this facade sometimes. They don't have the money, or they don't really have the look or anything like that. They don't have the means because they really have to work hard. And think about it. Even if you get out of college, you still don't have, you're not going to make, more than likely, you're not going to make the high income to be able to do these things. And so the pressure is on. So it's like if you don't pay attention to the real person instead of the social media person, if you see them on social media, call them and say, hey, what's going on? They may not be what...
on the gram.
Exactly.
My daughter taught me that.
I never heard of that one, but thank you. I'm catching up.
On the gram.
But it's like
you're not what you're supposed to be. I said you're not what you're supposed to be.
But remember, you used to visit. Supposed to be P-O-S-T. Post. Okay. Okay, it takes me a minute. This is some letters. But But it's like we always look at the images online, but you don't realize people are going through depression, people are going through hard times, people are going through hardships. And just because some people are not going to post, give me $1. They're just going to be like, hey, I'm doing good. But at home, they're dealing with domestic issues. You got to call. Remember back in the day, you used to be able to knock on the door, visit on Sunday. Just say hello, what's going on? Be a neighbor
used
again.
To be able to go borrow a cup of sugar from
right. But everybody's, even in your own neighborhood, people are not even knowing who their neighbors are anymore. And I think it's important. That's how you start detecting those kind of setups when things can go wrong in a household, because you already know what to expect. This person's starting to get a little escalated in the house. It might need to be, they might need to move the child out. They might need to, you'll see it way before that day comes. Just because you're a visitor or you're a person that, got involved in that family and not just relied on what you saw online. It's important just to call and say, how you doing? Do you need me to bring over something? You need some pizza? Just something. It's good to reach out.
And I think that same mentality starts in our homes, because even parents, the parent to child relationship, everything is texting. I know I'm guilty of it. My daughters will be in the room, instead of getting up, I'll
send
just
you a
text.
text. What you doing?
I'm right here.
What are you doing? Dinner's ready.
I'm sorry, WYD. It's not what are you doing, WYD.
Right. So I think that precedence also needs to start in our own homes. Even at dating. It's like, look. I don't have that problem anymore, but I'm talking about in the past, people, would try to cultivate a relationship via text. You're not going to text me to death.
You can edit those.
Exactly.
Right? No, I don't want to say that. I'm going to call her that. I'm going to call her this.
Right.
Or I'm sending this text to 6 females.
Right. Hello, beautiful.
And then you forget to do individually. Just
right. But I need my name attached to it. My name is not beautiful. It's Pam. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, and it's going to be some work, and like I said before, not everyone's up for it. Not everyone's interested, but it would behoove us as a people to stay connected to our community. Stay connected to what's going on in our home. I'm always appalled when I hear parents, "Oh, he had a gun. Where's there doing a gun in my house?"
I'm a nosy parent.
It's your house.
I mean, I don't understand how those closed doors happen when teenagers close the door all the time. I'm in. As long as I'm paying the door, that house is my house.
Right.
That room, every piece of furniture, everything. I don't care if you bought it. If it's in here, it's mine.
Right. The hinges will come off. Do understand that.
Yeah. Talking about no, you can't come in.
What this is?
No, you can't come in. What did you say? Okay,
even that phone
now
you
get your own.
On. Yeah, I can snatch that at any given moment.
Thank
so,
you.
Keep that in mind.
No privacy around me.
Right. Exactly.
She's knocking on the door and she's opening it.
Right.
But it's important. It's important to stay connected. It's getting scary now because a lot of people really don't know who you're talking to. You really don't know. You got to be careful.
Then so many people are dealing with mental health issues. Underlying mental health issues, undiagnosed mental health
issues.
Yeah, issues.
Self-medicating.
Exactly. Look at me. I'm like,
right.
I know how to say no, y'all.
Right. So you just never know. So
yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Is our caller still in the line? They probably
caller's over there like,
Candy. Look, Candy got me all off the way. Caller, can we hear you?
I can't hear the caller.
I'm sorry, caller. Can you speak up?
They might have put us on hold. They gave up.
Okay. Look,
I hear somebody in the background. Yeah. I hear something.
Caller, you there?
Hello.
Look, I'm feeling a Ouija board. Y'all hear that?
Okay.
Okay. Look, we're gonna try this again next week. But again, we thank you for calling in and checking in on our show. Again, we want to say thank you so much for everyone that tuned in today, whether or not you tuned in online to voxwave.com, whether or not you tuned in to Facebook, our Facebook Nation.
Facebook.
And or those of you that are watching, they're going to watch this a little bit later after you get off work, after you finish getting turned up at the club. You're watching this tomorrow at 11 o'clock on a Saturday. Like I said, we appreciate you tuning in. Again, we want to say thank you to Candace Ali from Coach Me to Wellness, TLC, all things. Again, you can find her information on my Facebook page. We'll also have the information on our website because the tone's down. And also my special guest, homegirl, sister girl, Miss Pamela Hawk from Serenity's Door. You can also find her information on her Facebook page as well as her website. And again, we want to just finish up by saying, just to recap, take care of yourself. You get one body. Take care of it. If you don't know, ask somebody. There are a lot of resources that are available out to you via a website, ask a friend, send a text, Google it. But make sure you're doing what you can to take care of your health. Also, make sure that you're staying involved in your community. While I said you get one body, you can have a whole bunch of communities, but your community is what you make it. If you want to have a strong community where you're connected to your neighbors, where you're checking people, hey, I need you to turn that music down. You're checking people saying, hey, I need you to pick your garbage up. Hey, don't park your car in the slot. Your community is what you make it. Be respectful, have these conversations, and make sure you have an open door policy where you can also receive the information that comes to you that, you may be the one to have your music turned up too loud.
Right.
It might be your kids that's going around disrespecting people in your neighborhood. So, but stay connected. And then lastly, before we tune out, I want to say thank you to my guests concluding our Sister Girl Month. I want to give a special shout out to my girl, my actual sister from my actual mother, Shar Robinson. She concluded her sister circle up in Sacramento, California with all the beautiful women, Tasha and Tracy and Renee and Mom and all that.
Hey,
so
ladies.
Again, stay connected to your women girlfriends, because we are who we have. And our connections and our strength is only as strong as we make it. Like I said,
Absolutely.
we want to be arguing about baby daddies and dudes that you think is your boyfriend, even though he texting your other girlfriend, he texts your cousin down the street, and or you want to be supportive. Hey, can you come pick my daughter up? I'm running late from work. I need to get this, and or I don't have the money to get the food that I need to take care of my kids. Can you loan me $20 or something like that?
Got you.
Again,
Exactly.
we have to make sure that we are connected. We have to make sure that we're caring for ourselves. And it starts with us as women, because we have more in common with us than our male counterparts.
Absolutely.
So again, we want to say thank you for tuning in. Any information that we posted today will be on our Facebook page, as well as our OBF website at obfforyou.org. Again, we appreciate you for listening. We hope you like everything that we presented to you today. But if you don't, at least you heard it. So again, thanks so much. We'll look forward to seeing you next time. Ladies?
Yes.
All right.
Hey.
All right. Good health.